Welcome to the Bow Valley College Library's APA Workshop video series. As was mentioned in the previous videos, APA has a set of rules or guidelines that need to be followed for your in-text citations, your reference list, as well as for the actual formatting of your document. Some of these rules are that your font needs to be Times New Roman 12-point size. It needs to be double-spaced. You should have standard 1-inch or 2.54 centimeter margins. Your document should have a separate cover page and reference page. You need to have a short title, also known as a running head, which is all capitalized in the top left-hand corner of the header. You should have page numbers in the top right-hand corner of the header. You need to write and center your full title again on the second page of your document. Your references also need to include what's called a hanging indent. I'm going to show you an example of what a properly formatted APA-style essay looks like a little bit later. One thing to remember, though, is that these guidelines were originally intended for an essay. If your assignment is something other than an essay, like a brochure or a poster or maybe a PowerPoint presentation, it is a good idea to check with your instructor to make sure that you're formatting it how they want it done. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to access the document formatting section of the APA style guide from the Bow Valley College Library's website. In your web browser, if you click on your address bar, you want to type in bowvalleycollege.ca/library. This is going to take you to the Bow Valley College Library's homepage. If you scroll down, you'll notice that there's a section that says APA Style. If you click on APA Style, that's going to take you to the Bow Valley College Library's APA Style Guide. If you notice in the bottom left-hand corner, there'll be a section that says Document Formatting. If you click on Document Formatting, that's going to give you all of the information you need to properly format your document in APA style. Under the example paper guides for APA formatting, I'll notice that I have two example papers here. One says example of a formatted paper, and the other is a formatting guide with headings. If I go ahead and click on example of formatted paper, this is going to give me an example of an essay that has already been formatted in APA style. If you're writing your own paper, you can compare that to this one to make sure they look similar. As I can see, the first page is my cover page. On the top left-hand side, I have my short title or my running head, all in uppercase. Your short title is usually 2 to 3 words of your main title, and that gives the reader an idea of what the paper is about. If I look over on the right-hand side, I'll notice that I have my page number. I also have the full title of my paper, the author's name or my name, my course code and course name, my instructor's name, and the due date of my paper. If I scroll down to the second page, I'll notice this is where I actually have the start of my paper. I've got the short title on the top left-hand side still, my page number on the top right-hand side. I've repeated my full title at the top of the second page in the center, and then I've gone ahead and started my actual paper, noting that each paragraph needs to be indented with the tab key 1/2 inch or 1.27 centimeters. You'll also notice that the text in my document is double spaced. If I scroll down to the very last page, this is where I have my references. Again, I still have my short title or running head on the top left corner. I have my page numbers on the top right-hand side. I use the word references for my heading on my references page. Even if you're only using one reference, we still include references. Here I have my list of references that I've used in my paper, and each of my references has a hanging indent. That is, the second or subsequent lines of my reference are indented 1/2 inch. My reference list is also alphabetized. Back in the document formatting section of the APA Style Guide, you'll notice that the first option says APA Template for Microsoft Word. This is a pre-made template that we've created for you that is already formatted with the APA guidelines. If I go ahead and click on it, my computer is going to ask me what I want to do with this file. In most cases, you're going to want to save the file to your computer so you can go ahead and edit it whenever you want. I've already gone ahead and downloaded it, and I've saved it to my desktop. So if I go into my desktop and double-click on my template, that's going to open up in Microsoft Word. You'll notice that it's already got its own cover page. It's got a section for my actual essay. And if I scroll down, I can see it has a separate reference entry as well. All I need to do in this case is click on the area that I want to put in my information. For example, if I want to input my own title, I can go ahead and click on Full Title of Paper. You'll notice that I've got a box around that, and I can go ahead and type in a title to my paper. I can then go ahead and move down to the next field, first and last name, click on that, and put in my name. You'll notice that the font is already formatted to Times New Roman 12 point, and if I look at the cover page, I can see that it's already formatted in double-spaced as well. One thing that can be a little bit tricky is to put in your short title or your running head. I have to double-click on this box to go into the header, and if I click one more time, I can go ahead and type in my short title. You'll notice that when I'm typing, it's already all in capitals or uppercase. This is the template with its formatting for you. If I go ahead and close that, I can then go ahead and type in the body to my essay. Remember to include things like your full title as well. When you go ahead and scroll down to your reference page, it should already be pre-formatted for you with a hanging indent. So you should be able to just go ahead and start typing your references. One thing to keep in mind is that with any computer program, sometimes the template may not work properly. In these cases, it's a good idea to be able to change some of these formats on your own. Go back to the document formatting section of the APA guide. I'll notice that at the bottom there's a section that says Handouts for APA Formatting. I've got one document that helps me if I'm using a Windows computer. I've also got another document if I'm using a Mac. If I go ahead and click on either of those links, it's going to open up and tell me step by step how I can go ahead and format my document. For example, if I need to know how to double space my document, I can follow the first few steps here and I'll be able to double space my document. I can then go on to the next section and set my font style and size. If I scroll down to the very bottom of this document, I'll also notice that there is an APA style checklist. So this again is for formatting for essays. For example, I need it to be Times New Roman 12 point font. It should be double spaced. I should have standard 1 inch or 2.54 centimeters, margins, and so on. If I can put a check mark next to each of these features, that means my essay is properly formatted for APA. As always, if you have any questions or need some help with formatting your document, you can always come to the Bow Valley College Library for some assistance.